Members of Congress, fellow Americans, nothing I'm proposing tonight should increase our deficit by a single dime. We need to take responsibility for our deficit and reform our government. Let's invest in our people without leaving them a mountain of debt. That is not sustainable. But I would just say this to the American people, freedom.
I love that. A GOP commercial presenting Obama as an empty suit at the State of the Union. Joining us now is a man who has never been accused of being an empty suit, and that is our friend, former Congressman from Florida, Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. Hello, sir.
How are you doing, Steve?
Good.
And it's going to be an interesting evening.
It is, and I need to point out to the folks, I want to point out to the folks that you will be back on Newsmax TV at newsmaxtv.com after the State of the Union, along with Dick Morris and John Bachman, presenting your analysis of the State of the Union. We're all very excited about that. John starts the coverage at 8:50 p.m. tonight Eastern Time on newsmaxtv.com, and then the State of the Union will air, and then you guys will come on right afterwards. So I know I'll be logged on and watching.
Yeah, I'm all excited about it. This is a great opportunity. I can't thank Newsmax enough for allowing me to provide some analysis. And this is a really a pivotal State of the Union address. I mean, it's the president's fifth one, and it really is going to determine whether or not he is going to be a lame-duck president, or is he going to take the path of trying to be a dictator?
Yeah, well, you know, we have this. He's going to announce that he's raised the minimum wage of federal workers to about $10.30 an hour by executive order, and all indications are that he's going to threaten to, you know, even more so than he's done. He's going to threaten to use his executive authority, and I mean, it's going to be frightening if that is what happens, and then the Democratic side of the chamber stands up and applauds a president who says, I can't wait for Congress, I won't wait for Congress, I'll do it myself, and then his party stands up and applauds. I got to tell you, if that happens, that's going to be chilling to me.
Well, if that happens, that shows that the Democrat Party really does not believe in separation of powers. They don't believe in the co-equal branches of government. They don't believe in the job that they're supposed to do. So as they're standing up and clapping, they should probably just walk right out, because we're going to have an executive that is ruling this country by edict and by executive order, and not really respecting the legislative process that we have. And truthfully, Steve, I mean, this shows that if you cannot lead, if you cannot govern, if you're not competent enough to present, you know, ideas that are going to set this country on the right path, you just dictate what you want to do, and you don't work with anyone. And that's a scary thing that I think could happen tonight. And this is a turning point. You know, is America going to continue as a constitutional republic, or are we going to go down the path of something we have never seen before possible?
Well, you know, there's only one remedy to this, to waiting for the 3 more years to go by, and that's if the Senate becomes Republican in 2014. If this president continues to violate the Constitution by changing laws and picking and choosing what parts of laws he'll facilitate and which ones he won't enforce, and signing executive orders that really have an impact, not just, you know, executive orders that no one's going to feel the effect of, then I believe they got to start considering the I word. Otherwise, you know, they might as well just all crawl up in a ball and go home for the next 3 years.
No, you're absolutely right. And what you're going to see really is the president try to, you know, outmaneuver the Republicans as, you know, being do nothing, not going along with his agenda, not an American agenda, but his agenda, which when you look at our debt, our deficit, when you look at our unemployment, our lack of a foreign policy, and our horrible national security policy, is going in the wrong direction. But he's going to paint the Republicans as being, you know, those that they hate everybody. They hate the poor. They hate blacks. They hate women. And really, this is a demonizing speech. It's going to take a page right out of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, and he's going to believe that popular consent will give him the ability to do what he wants to do. But I really believe it's going to backfire.
Yeah, and of course the polls show that, and then they'll try to soften the blow by saying, well, 13% approve of Congress. Well, that's not Republicans. Half of that is run by Democrats. But that aside, about almost 70% say that Obama's taking the country in the wrong direction. That's Obama they're saying that about. So that no matter how the media will spin this afterwards, that's significant.
Yeah, and just in December we had the poll that said 72% of Americans fear big government as opposed to big business or big labor. So if the president is going to stand up there and really give a speech that says, I and government are the givers and takers of opportunity in America, which is the antithesis of who we are as a country, then we have some fundamental problems. But then again, remember in 2008, before the election, he said, we're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. And I believe that this is the manifestation of that.
I think it's the only honest thing he's said in quite some time.
That's right. I mean, basically what he said, if you want to keep your republic, you'll get to keep your republic.
Alan, we're talking to Alan here on the Steve Malzberg Show. And Congressman, I want to play for you something that's very disturbing to me, because you and I have talked. We talked about Mike Huckabee's comments right after he made them, and it became a brouhaha. Can we play that Priebus bite again? I'm just looking for 27. I want you to listen to Reince Priebus. We're talking to Chuck Todd about what Huckabee said, and I got to tell you, I'm infuriated and very disheartened, because if this is what the leadership of the Republican Party is going to say, the head of the RNC, then we're done. And let's play it.
It sounded to me like a rebuke, so I ask you, were you offering a mild rebuke of Governor Huckabee's choice of words?
Sure. I mean, yes, I was. But and the reason is that, you have to accept the political world we live in the sense that you cannot offer up words like libido, wherever that came from. You don't offer up these sorts of lobs and set up passes and serves that allow the Democrats to spike the ball. I mean, it's not where our party stands. It really isn't even what Mike Huckabee meant to say. I mean,
you know what, as Congressman, how many times have you and I said, and I've said to other guests, boy, if they are going to be afraid like they were in 08 and 012, and they're going to be afraid to talk about Hillary because she's a woman, and they're going to be intimidated that they're anti-woman if they criticize her. Well, Mike Huckabee didn't even criticize anybody. He criticized the Democrats for demeaning women by thinking all they care about is birth control and abortion. And Reince Priebus says, why did he say libido? He shouldn't have said that. We have to be careful. Oh, my God. If that's the philosophy, why even run a candidate against Hillary?
No, you're absolutely right. And what type of confidence do you think that we have when the leader of the party will come out and say those type of things and not even say, look, are the Democrats going out there and attacking President Obama and Hillary Clinton and Susan Rice for what we know were blatant lies that led to the deaths of Americans? So just say, come on, stop it. I'm not going to answer this question. You're not going to start some type of internal food fight between myself and Governor Huckabee. He explained what he meant, and you need to accept that, and let's move on. And he should have talked about, the life of Julia, because that's exactly what Governor Huckabee was trying to articulate. But instead, we wave the right flag, we acquiesce to them, and guess what? That emboldens them, that empowers them. And now it seems as though Governor Huckabee has been abandoned by the RNC chairman.
Are you? I mean, when you heard that, maybe you've heard it before this time around that I played it, but what went through your mind? I mean, was it shock, dismay? What? I was shocked.
It would. Let me put it in these terms. If you're out there on the battlefield and you are requesting additional resources and support, and your commanding officer says, "I'm not giving it to you," I didn't like the plan that you came up with. You just figure out how you're going to fight the enemy yourself. Would
you say that he threw Huckabee under the bus?
Well, he didn't just throw him under the bus. He backed over it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, listen, I can't wait to hear you with Dick and John, and I'll be watching, and so will all of America, and I thank you for coming on beforehand, and try to stay awake, though, during the whole thing, because you're going to have to talk about it.
I think I'll be able to stay on time and on target.
All right, Congressman. Great to talk to you. We'll speak to you
Always
soon.
a pleasure.
Former Congressman Alan West, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Not only threw him under the bus, but backed over him. I got to tell you, I can't tell you how sick that remark makes me, how disappointed I am in what Priebus said, and how ill it bodes for the 2016 presidential election. This is what he did. I mean, he did throw Huckabee under the bus, but he basically, took a white flag and said, we will not talk about women. We will not use words that could be deemed offensive, even though he wasn't using it as his opinion. He was saying that's how the Democrats view women. My God. Folks, let me just say one more time. If that's how we're going to go forward as Republicans in the battle against the media and the left for president in 2016, it's done. All right, folks. Lise Wheel will be next, right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.